जगदम्बे मात की जय, हरखंडेश्वरी मात की जय, महामाया की जय, महाशक्ति की जय, श्री दुर्गा मैया की जय। सर्वमंगलमंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। सृष्टिस्थिति विनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी।
Welcome to this mantra breathing day. It's very auspicious. We just got back from our Colorado quest where we participated in the Navratri, which is the Divine Mother Festival at Babaji's ashram in Crestone, Colorado. And we had a group of about 16 people with us. So we're kind of charged up, if you know what I mean. Now, some of you have not had a breathwork session before, so I just want to explain a couple things about that. Now, in a group session like this, we don't really do much mental processing, but in a private session, that's a very big part of the session where we ask you a lot of questions and we look at your thoughts and we really go in there and try to give you some new thoughts if you're plagued with negative thoughts and what we call personal lies. Everybody has that. So, but that we can accomplish in a private session, not so much in a group session like this. But you will receive, much benefit from a group session, the energy, especially mantra breathing, because we add the mantras of the Divine Mother, of Babaji and so forth, and that really helps people break through. So the breathing itself, and always has been this and always will be this, is we breathe in the upper chest. So you pull the breath up, not in the stomach, but up towards the heart chakra and throat chakra. This is the area we want to pull in the inhale, right? So take as deep an inhale as you can. And then when you get to the top, you don't want to pause, you don't want to hold. You actually breathe in and then immediately breathe out. And you let go. So the breathing in is like a pulling up, and the breathing out is like just totally let go. Like if you had a Kleenex and you pulled the Kleenex up, and then at the top you just let it go and it just floated down. That's what you want to do. You want to let the exhale just float out. You don't want to blow it. You don't want to force it. You don't want to, give it extra push, because if you do that, other things can happen that are, you got to deal with it. So don't push on the exhale. Just let it float out. So pull on the inhale. Relax on the exhale. And when you're at the bottom of the exhale, then you immediately start the inhale. The whole idea is to keep it circular and connected. You don't want to pause at the top or a pause at the bottom. Inhale love, exhale fear. Inhale immortality, exhale the death urge. Okay, so those are the highest thoughts, right? But you may have some other thoughts coming in. So keep it smooth and circular. Now, the other thing is we don't move around. We don't do any other modality with this. You want to lay straight with your hands at your side. You can place your palms down or place your palms up. And that's just your preference. Sometimes it's more powerful if you have your palms up. And that's what in yoga they call the corpse pose, because you're as though you were dead, right? So you want to be in the corpse pose, flat, arms to the side, and then just focus on the breath. That's all you're looking at. And then observe your mind, observe your thoughts. What's coming in? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? And don't hang on to that. You want to just observe it as though you're a bystander looking at your own mind, right? You're out here looking at your own mind. It's like a movie going, and you just want to watch it and let it go, let it play out, and don't make any judgments. Just notice it, notice how you're feeling. Yeah. And if you're going through an emotion like a sadness, just allow yourself to feel that. Just keep breathing and feeling that emotion. Breathing it in, breathing it out, breathing it in, breathing it out. And that will pass. If you're feeling a pain, the same way. You just give your attention to the pain. Like you might ask yourself, if this pain could talk, what's it trying to tell me? See what you hear, and then let it go and just keep breathing through it. It will pass. All right. So that's the breathing. And you're also going to be listening to mantras. And these are very powerful mantras. These were done by a Babaji devotee, his wife and himself and his son. These mantras are by Goma. They were Babaji devotees in the 1990s, and they made these incredible mantras, and that's what we play for mantra breathing with their permission. And we also tithe to them for the use of their mantras. So we play the mantras, you do the breathing, you watch your mind, and that's pretty much it. Sandra says, if it gets too intense, because you will feel electrified. If you're doing it correctly, you will feel a lot more energy coming into your body. It's just natural. It's that pranic energy, that pure pranic energy coming into you. You're like infusing yourself with more prana. And if that's too much, then shift from your mouth. You want to start breathing with open mouth. And if that's too much, then breathe through your nose. Now, you either breathe through your mouth or through your nose. You don't breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. Or if you have a stopped up nose, you'll have to breathe through your mouth. But breathe through one or the other, not alternating, right? So breathe through the mouth or breathe through the nose. That's pretty much it for the breathing workshop. So we're going to continue with this theme of Divine Mother power. Sandra has a lot to say about this, and I have some things to say about it as well. What is it, first of all? How do we access it? How do we use it? And how do we consistently have the Divine Mother power in our life? Not just as an idea, but an actuality.
Okay, I want to thank you guys all for coming today, and that you're open to the Divine Mother is so wonderful. In India, they say there's nothing higher than worship of the Divine Mother, nothing higher. And it's so beautiful to see how people surrender to the Mother in India. And of course, in our Christian churches, we didn't have much goddess energy at all. I didn't even have the Virgin Mary in my church. So I had to learn about the Divine Mother from Babaji. And Sri Aurobindo is a great saint. He said surrender to the Divine Mother is the final stage of perfection in a soul. So that's really important, I think. And there's a lot of images of the Divine Mother where she has around her neck freshly severed human heads. What does that mean? It represents all the nooses a person can get trapped in: anger, fear, delusion, envy. And so she kind of chops off your head to cure you.
Those are aspects of our ego: fear, envy, greed, attachment, anger. Those are what she's chopping off. So it's symbolic of removing our samskaras, which are our psychic ties to these things, these negative thoughts in our world. And she's the one that comes in and just cuts them all away.
But at the same time, like a loving mother, she wants you to have everything that you want. So you can ask her for what you want and you can expect to get it. And talking about the power of the Divine Mother, I like to emphasize some of the miracles I saw. Some of you have heard this, but some of you have not. First of all, this painting behind us is of the Divine Mother. And when I got it the first time,
Let me see if I can,
okay,
yeah, there you go. Can you all see that?
yeah.
Now, she has many arms, but those are all symbolic of her multitasking, her multifunctions. So the Divine Mother has many forms and many tasks.
And the first time that I saw this painting, which was hung by my decorator while I was gone, I came home, turned on the light, and there it was, and I couldn't believe it. And I threw myself on the floor. And suddenly roses filled the room. Smell of roses coming right out of the painting. And this lasted about 4 or 5 minutes. If you can imagine, I had no flowers anywhere. And so this is mind-blowing. It's never done that since. But we sit before this altar at night and meditate, and it's like she's talking to us. So I recommend you consider that. If you really want to get into the power of the Divine Mother, make an altar. Maybe you get a painting of Amaji, a picture of Amaji, and frame it always. And sit before you go to sleep, before your Divine Mother altar, and ask the altar to speak to you.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
we have a Kuan Yin statue. She's another manifestation of the Divine Mother. And we have a picture of Amaji on this side and a picture of Mary on the other side, Mother Mary. So that's our Divine Mother altar. And by the way, our male gurus are on the bottom of the altar. They're underneath the Divine Mother. And there are many stories in Indian pantheon where Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva went to honor the Divine Mother. And they were actually the gods that held up her chair or held up her asan. So they were down below the Divine Mother, putting the Divine Mother up. So that's the way we have our altar set up. We have the Divine Mother on the top and our male gurus on the shelf on the bottom. And they're all present, but the men know who's in charge.
Another time I was doing a chanting evening in Los Angeles, and a woman brought me a painting for the group to enjoy. And this was of the Virgin Mary. And she said when she finished it, she was told to touch the heart, and the heart was beating. And so she brought this painting, and all 60 of my students touched it and fell backwards. We had to catch them all night. Because when you touched it, it was so shocking to feel the heart beating. Now, these are the kind of miracles that Babaji let me see so I could understand the Divine Mother. And I didn't even know what he meant when he said, he took samadhi, he said, I'm leaving everything in the hands of the Divine Mother. I thought, I don't even know what that means. And so for the next decade, he showed me many different miracles like this. And also I went to Spain, and there was a Divine Mother painting there that a man brought to my women's evening. And when the poster man made a poster of it, his wife was instantly healed of fatal cancer. So finally, I got one of these posters. I sent it home, and it got lost. And then 2 years later, I found it again through another person. So we have that one in our house too. So we had those miracles with paintings. And then in Ireland, I found a little town where they had a statue of the Virgin Mary in the house, and it was crying real tears of blood on one side and real human tears on the other. So these I tell you so you can get the power of the Divine Mother.
We met a 400-year-old saint in southern India. You want to tell about that?
Yeah, I wanted to go to the most ancient Divine Mother temple I could find. So I found one that's 4,000 years old, and it's underground. And can you imagine, every day for 4,000 years, they do the following ceremony. Once there's a murti, which is a statue in marble, you have to bathe it, you have to feed it, you have to dress it, and treat it like it's alive. So I saw them do this ceremony, and it just was so holy. I started crying. And after it was all bathed, they poured rose milk over her head, and rose milk dripped down over her breasts, and we drank it. There was just two of us watching this early in the morning. Yeah, and after that, I found this 400-year-old woman. She was in silence, and she had 12 dogs around her, and I thought I was hallucinating. But later, I read a book on female saints of India, and she was in there. And, I happened to have some vibhuti, that sacred ash, that Sai Baba had materialized in a packet, and I gave that to her, and she put it on the third eye of each dog, and then I came after the dogs. And I don't remember much, but about that whole thing afterwards. It was so shocking to me. But I know she was 400 years old, and we actually met a man who grew up in that town years later.
Yeah, we had an Indian man as a rebirthing client, and he was from that town, and he also acknowledged that lady was there. She was there when he was growing up in that town, and he authenticated that that's true. This was truly a 400-year-old saint. So Sandra had the privilege given to her by the Divine Mother of meeting such a being.
Yeah, and then the final thing was in Navaratri in India, which we go to in every spring. On the 9th day, they offer this milk to the statue or the murti on a platter. And everybody does that all over India. And on that day, the statues actually drank the milk. And how could that be? They just absorbed it all, and not just where I was, all over India, and even in temples, Hindu temples outside India. This happened, and my Guru Shastriji said, "This you're only going to see this once every 4,000 years. This kind of a miracle." So I tell you these things so you know the Divine Mother can do anything. She can even help you reverse aging. That's what we're working on now.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing's too hard for the Divine Mother, and the Holy Spirit and the Divine Mother are one.
So I want to say something about accessing the Divine Mother power. This is why you are all here on mantra breathing, that your breath is your access to this energy, right? So the Divine Mother is very connected. In fact, the Divine Mother is all the elements: earth, air, fire, water, space, right? And that's why Babaji was so practical in honoring the Divine Mother through the fire ceremony. He did a fire ceremony every day, and all those elements are honored in that ceremony, right? Earth, air, fire, water, space. So he's praying to the Divine Mother every day by doing this fire ceremony. But now, the fire of your breath is very important, that you have a relationship with it, that you have a relationship with the elements, and your breath is the most essential element. Now, you could live probably a couple of weeks without food, which would be earth. You could probably go for 3-4 weeks without any earth element, any food. You could probably go maybe a week or a few days without water, so the water is essential, but it's more essential than earth, but you could live without it for a few days. But you couldn't live for more than probably 5 minutes without air, all right? So it is the most essential of the Divine Mother's elements. And your access through the breath is where you can make this contact with the Divine Mother and the Divine Mother's power. And so that's what mantra breathing, liberation breathing, is 10x breath work is all about, is making the contact with the Divine Mother through your breath. And for 15 years now, every time we give a liberation breathwork session, we always read the Divine Mother names at the end of the session. This is a private session. And now with mantra breathing, with group breathing, we always play the Divine Mother mantras during the breathe, so that helps you access her energy even more. But it's important to see this and have a deep gratitude, have a deep, profound gratitude for the elements, earth, air, fire, water, space, and especially for your breath, because that is the most essential element. We could not live without the breath. And of course, we couldn't live without the fire, you know, and the light and the space. But then this breath is essential. So we're paying homage to that. And that's how you access the power of the Divine Mother. And many of you have been breathing, doing breath work for many years. So we also encourage you, because you know the process well enough, to do a little bit of breathing every day. You know, you can lie down and do some breathing, and there are many wonderful mantras that you can play, that you can get off of YouTube and the internet, and just give yourself 20 minutes of cleansing of breath work every day. It's just keeps you on track. It keeps your body flowing, keeps your circulatory system flowing, working. So it's a healthy maintenance. All right, then. I think that's it for this talk, and the Divine Mother power is with you in this mantra breathe. You can access it. It's direct. It's coming right into you. Every time you take that inhale, that deep inhale, you're inhaling the Divine Mother, and you're exhaling anything that you don't need anymore. You're exhaling what you want to let go of. Take in the love. Exhale the fear. Take in the life. Exhale the death urge. Okay? Simple. Keep it simple. That was a great breathe, you guys. You all stuck with it. Everybody stuck with it. I'm going to say this completion mantra to the Divine Mother. It's a special mantra you all should know. This is a mantra given in the Srimad Devi Bhagwan, which is the Bible, kind of the Bible of the Divine Mother. And it's a story where she vanquishes these demons, these adversaries. So, and all the adversaries are our negative thoughts within ourselves, right? So it's all symbolic. So this mantra is good for letting go of attachments, any negative thoughts that you have. Let the Divine Mother just remove it from you. So if you could just think of your one problem, your one worst problem in your life that you'd really like to be free of. Of course, we're responsible for that problem, right? We're responsible for everything that happens to us. So this mantra can help remove that problem from your life. I'll say it 108 times, and then we'll be complete with this mantra breathe. So just bring to mind the one problem you want to let go of. All you need to do is just, you can breathe normally and listen to the mantra. All right, starting now. Om Engring Kleen Chamadevichi. 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 Om Engring Kling Chamandavichi. 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 Om Namah Shivaya, you guys. This is a great mantra breathe. Thank you for joining us. There's so much joy. And may all your obstacles and problems be removed with that mantra. And that'll be on the YouTube video. So if you want to get that mantra, just listen to the video and you can get that mantra. It's Aing, Ring, Kling, Chamande, Vichi. Om, Aing, Ring, Kling, Chamande, Vichi. All right. Very good. God bless you all. It's great having you here. Thank you so much. Write to us during the week. And if you're not getting our Monday holding hands with you and our Friday blessings, let me know and we'll put you on the mailing list. All right. God bless. Bye now.
Hi, everyone. You know, in the background, you're seeing the fire, the sacred fire. And this is so wonderful to be able to attend the fire ceremony at Babaji's ashram. It's so life-changing. We make offerings into the fire of grains and fruits and so on. And we do that because we're grateful. We're giving something, praise to the Divine Mother. And the miracle is, at the same time, you can burn up your mistakes and your negative thoughts and your fears and whatever's going on with you that's not working. You put it into the fire, and we say swaha every time we offer. That means we are surrendering to the Divine Mother. We're offering to the Divine Mother swaha. And so every time you say swaha, you say thank you, and you say take this from me, whatever you want to let go of.
And the good news is that we take people to India in the spring. and Bali in December. And on both of those quests, we go to this authentic fire ceremony, and you can experience that with us. And we hope you'll join us for the Bali quest, which is December 3rd to the 13th, or the India quest in 2025, which is March 26th to April 10th. And these are on our website. And you can also contact us at sandra@sandaray.com and let us know you're interested, and we can have a call with you and let you know all the things that are involved in coming with us. But don't pass up the opportunity to experience an authentic fire ceremony on the Bali quest or on the India quest next year. So hope to see you there.
श्रीमन् मुनीन्द्र जय जय जनतापहारी शरणागतोऽहं गतिमे त्वमेकं माता पिता बन्धु सर्वस्वमेकं लोकेषु वेदेषु त्वं मां पुरारी श्रीमन् मुनीन्द्र जय जय जनतापहारी औदार्यार्धकरुणा परिपूर्ण दृष्टि सन्तुष्ट हो नाथ संपूर्ण सृष्टि लीला विचित्र तवे नररूपधारी श्रीमन् मुनीन्द्र जय जय जनतापहारी त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्या